Hello everyone, this is Nitpicking Nerd, and I just watched the first two episodes of the new TV show Raised by Wolves, which is a show that a lot of people recommended to me and asked me to watch and review. And I didn't even watch the trailer for the show, I didn't want to know anything, and so I watched it completely blind. I only knew it's a science fiction. When I first heard the title, when someone told me about the show, I thought it sounds like, Mowgli, it sounds like Jungle Book kind of stuff. But then I was told it's science fiction about androids and all of that, and also Ridley Scott directing, so that piqued my interest, and so I did watch it, and I did like it, even though I don't think it's a perfect show at all. Again, I'm basing only on the first two episodes, maybe it gets much better later. And I will start with all the positive things. Visually, the show does look very good. It's kind of movie level quality, and the acting and the special effects and the costumes and props and landscapes and all of that is really well done. However, I suspect I might have a problem with the basic premise of the show, like the bigger story of humanity in this future, and this will have some spoilers, so if you don't want to hear my thoughts about it, you don't have to, and of course it's all my subjective thoughts. And this whole issue of religion versus atheism is a very big topic. It will take me a few hours to really summarize my opinion on all of that. And it has the potential to have really good stories, and so far the show doesn't seem to be taking any sides, like it doesn't try to demonize one side or the other. It kind of shows the complexity of all of it, how people can, switch sides, and people can be unsure and conflicted, and so it seems really good. However, I suspect the show will go into all kinds of debates and discussions about that whole issue, and if it's not done well, if it's not written cleverly, then it might be annoying to me, but so far I wasn't annoyed by that. I'm just kind of concerned and worried that they won't handle that topic well, and the whole idea of humanity destroying itself because of religion, of course it was done in a lot of science fiction, but it kind of seems a little bit too simplistic. They showed some flashbacks about it, what happened in that war, and in those parts they were visually good, but I kind of felt as if it's kind of too simplistic and silly, and so I have some mixed feelings on that. But maybe, I guess, they will show us some more backstories, some more flashbacks about what exactly happened and why, and people will discuss that, so I can't really judge it yet. And maybe if I continue to review this show, this will be a good opportunity to talk about some of those issues, which is actually something I find very interesting and I would like to talk about and to express my own opinions. For many years, which I've been on YouTube, I've listened to a lot of debates on those kinds of topics, religion versus atheism and all of that. I always found it very interesting, but because I listened so much to it and even participated in written form in some debates, and by the way, for the record, I am personally an atheist. After looking at all the available evidence and thinking about all of this, I think that position makes more sense than the other one. However, I'm not claiming to know for sure. And actually, I would be glad to find out I'm mistaken. I'm actually hoping that I'm wrong. I'm hoping, I would like there to be something fantastical. I would want there to be something like a benevolent God and an eternal life and justice for all and all the good stuff that, that's one of the reasons I think people want to believe in religions, because it gives them comfort and hope and all those good things. And so I actually want to be convinced. I simply logically cannot accept it because I wasn't convinced. I cannot be convinced looking at all the facts and thinking about it logically. I just can't accept any fantastical claims without direct evidence, without proof. And so that's my position. I just wanted to clarify it since this show is apparently going to deal with these topics. And as I said, so far the show itself is not taking any sides, meaning it just shows us people from both sides, and it shows us how they view, and some characters are obviously conflicted, and we also have a few android characters who are very interesting, and I especially like the father android because he's very, charismatic, he's very nice, the kind of androids I always loved in movies and shows. And the mother android is a little bit more kind of unstable and crazy and all of that, but she's definitely cool as well. And these androids are kind of semi-biological, meaning they have all kinds of liquids inside them. They have white blood, just like the androids in the Alien movies. And they have a whole bunch of capabilities. And some of that was a little bit self-contradictory, meaning the mother character in the first episode, she apparently starts to break down and gets weakened, and suddenly in the end of the episode she's super powerful. So that seemed like a contradiction, even though in the second episode she kind of explained it away that she didn't know she had those other capabilities. So that's a little bit strange. Why wouldn't she know about that? And another thing about these androids is that they apparently had emotions and feelings right from the start, and that's something I wish the show would have taken a little bit more time to develop, even though I can accept them being very advanced androids from the start, but I think it would have been more interesting to see them being much more robotic in the beginning and then gradually develop those other human traits. I would like to see that happen in a more gradual way, even though we can assume it happened off screen because there's a lot of time jumps, a lot of time passed when they were raising those kids, and so I can accept them being that way, but they kind of became too human too quickly. I think it would have been more interesting to keep them a little bit more robotic, at least for a while, at least, an episode or two to develop them, but maybe the show is simply kind of fast-paced, and so they kind of jumped into the action right away, but I actually wouldn't mind if they showed us just their normal life on an alien planet. If it's done well, it can also be interesting, and it was kind of dramatic. I mean, we saw some of the kids dying and the mother's reaction and all of that, so I think the show could have been a bit slower and to have us feel those emotions by getting to know those kids a little bit more before killing them off, so some of that felt a little bit rushed. On the other hand, other parts felt a little bit slow-paced, and so it's kind of strange. The show to me feels like a mixed bag of slow-paced and fast-paced together. Like some parts I wish they would have taken some more time, and other parts I wish would have gone faster. And also the second episode begins in the past before the first episode, and it wasn't really necessary. I mean, there was kind of a surprise involved with that. Some of the characters we saw in the first episode were revealed to be something we didn't know about them in the second episode, but we didn't really know them anyway, so it didn't really make any difference. Like, one character is revealed to be using a fake identity, but we don't know him anyway, so what difference does it make? I mean, they could have shown it chronologically and it wouldn't make any difference. Maybe it would have been even more interesting because the second episode actually was more action-packed and had more stuff going on, more interesting stuff in the beginning, so maybe they should have just started it chronologically, because doing a twist makes no sense unless it serves some kind of purpose. So we didn't know that character that much anyway, so doing a twist, revealing that he's actually a different character than we thought he is, makes no difference to the viewer if we don't know anything about the character yet. So maybe they should have shown that later on and not in the second episode. So it seemed to be almost like a gimmick. A lot of shows started doing that kind of non-chronological storytelling, jumping around in time, and that's good if it serves some kind of purpose. If it's done to surprise us in some way, or to shake things up, or for the past events to tie into the future, then it serves a purpose. But so far, based on the two first episodes, it seemed to be done for no reason, but maybe it was just to keep us guessing in the first episode, because the first episode was kind of mysterious. We didn't really know what the hell is going on, and only the second episode revealed it, and so I guess the purpose was to keep us in suspense, to keep us wondering. Apparently the whole show is going to be just on this one planet, and the planet itself so far doesn't seem to be very exciting. Like, most of it is kind of deserted with some cactuses and stuff, and there's no animals at first. Later on they do reveal that there are animals, or maybe those are animals from the ship that crashed, so I'm not even sure. Yet, I guess it will be explained in the next episodes, and so there's a lot of cool stuff in this show which I liked. All the stuff with the androids was pretty good, and the crazy power level up of the mother, I wish it would have been explained better, or that it wasn't an unlimited ability, meaning maybe she had to get something in order to become that much stronger, and that it wouldn't be with her all the time. I guess they did do that with the eyes, that she doesn't have that capability without the eyes she had, and then she replaces them. And that was also never really properly explained. Like, she had those eyes in the beginning, right? And she had no problem being around humans and looking at humans, so why did she need to remove the eyes and replace them? So the show has all kinds of things that are not explained. Now maybe they just don't want to spoon feed the audience, they don't want to explain every little thing, they want us to think about it for ourselves, and that's okay, but they should still make sense. And so far there are all these strange question marks that I have. So those are some of my complaints about the first two episodes, but I did enjoy them and I will keep watching. Visually, definitely it's very good. Visually, I do think it's, movie level quality. So I have no complaints in that department. And so overall, do I recommend it? If you are a big fan of science fiction and the stories involving androids and robots and futuristic settings and colonizing other planets and those kinds of ideas, you probably will enjoy the show. It also has a lot of drama, a lot of emotional stuff, relationships between the kids and the androids, and then other people show up, and so definitely there's a lot of drama. and I'm curious to see where the story is going, so I definitely will keep watching. And maybe once every few episodes I will do a review and summarize what I think. And I suspect if the show goes into that philosophical debates about humanity and religion and atheism and all that kind of topics, then I will not be able to resist and give my opinion as well. So be warned of that I will not be totally objective in my reviews. I might insert my own viewpoints, my own opinions on those things, and maybe this will be a good opportunity. It's something I wanted to talk about anyway, so maybe this will be a good opportunity to do that if the show actually deals with any of that directly. If there's some kind of discussions, then I will definitely comment on that and give my opinion. So far the show only scratched the surface in discussing that. They didn't really talk about the issues in any serious way. It was only just establishing all of that. So that's all I had to say about it for now. Let me know what you think and we can discuss it in the comment section below. And I will see you all next time. Bye bye.